Welcome to Tweet of the Week. We have a very exciting episode this week. We are welcoming students from Emmitsburg Elementary School and their principal, Mrs. Wiles, to talk about a very special race that they participated in. So please join me in welcoming Peyton Myers, who is a 5th grader at Emmitsburg, and Madeline Myers, who is a 3rd grader at Emmitsburg. And in addition to being stellar students, they also are related to the PTA president. So Mrs. Wiles, you had kids up there running around for
approximately an hour at a time. Our race was held throughout the day. Our kickoff was at 8:45. Because we met our goal was $7,000. And because we met our goal, I had to come in a special way. And so in working with the PTA and our community partners, Mr. Frank Davis drove the Vigilant Company's fire truck, and I entered the school that morning by fire truck, which is actually a lifelong dream of mine, to ride in the fire truck. And unbeknownst to me, I could control the siren and the horn with my feet. So that was really exciting for me. And it was wonderful to see our 252 children and staff and parent volunteers outside cheering us on. So the Race for Technology was a brainchild of our PTA, particularly Mrs. Jen Myers, our president, and she began talking about this about 2 years ago. In November, we made the decision as a board to go forth with this effort, and she and board members worked during school time, putting in many volunteer hours. One of the things that we decided as a school was that we were racing for technology. We want to help our youngest learners with some iPads in pre-K and kindergarten and Chromebooks, but we also wanted to race to help our PTA fund field trips and activities for families. We decided to incorporate the technology with some old-fashioned letter writing. And so Peyton, what did you have to do to get help from your family and friends?
The PTA gave us these papers, and we had to write a letter asking them to give us money to raise for the computers. And we had to write who we would send them to, and they would send them to our family and friends to send us money.
but only if you did some running,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they were kind of sponsoring you as you ran. And Peyton, where did you do this race?
Around the bus loop, and very tiring.
It was very tiring. And you told me you did how many laps?
I did 15.
15 laps. Okay, that is a lot of running, but it was for a very good cause. And Madeline, you also ran. How many laps did you do?
18.
Were you as tired as Peyton? A little bit? Now see, earlier Madeline told me she wasn't as tired, and I figured it's because you're younger. So that was the big difference. But you also got to see something else about this fundraiser, because you are the children of the PTA president. And Madeline, what did you say was going on at home? Because this was a lot of work that your mom had to
She was
take
putting
care of.
together a letter. Like, there were stacks of colored paper, and she kept taking them and stapling them together.
Mm-hmm. And then you said she had to help count money. So you got to see that when volunteers do things like this for our schools, it takes a lot of work, but it has a huge benefit. $7,000 is a lot of money to raise, so your school did an awesome job. Now I need to know, when she was in the fire truck, was Mrs. Wiles pretty noisy with those sirens and whistles?
Very.
Very. She got a little over enthusiastic, you think, coming down there that morning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when she was talking about how cool that was operating it with her feet, I figured you guys were hearing a lot as she came in. So this was a fundraiser for technology, but a lot of other things that your PTA supports as well, which is awesome. But what do you like to do with technology in school?
My favorite part is for math, we have a program called 10 Marks, and you do these math problems, 10 questions on each. And if you get a low percent, you get this like a little teacher that helps you, so you can actually learn it.
So I've seen that program, and it is pretty cool. So if you make a mistake right away, you're going to get some feedback on what you kind of did. And then is there a celebration if you do well?
You get some of the grades you get a prize. Like in 5th grade, we have like these watermelons that we hang up, and every time you get 90% or better, you get to put a seed on it, and every time you get 10 seeds on it, you get to pick out a prize.
Oh, very cool. And in the program itself, do you get to play a game at the end if you do well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've seen some really cool games that kids were playing there. And Peyton, I told you, math's one of my favorites, so that you picked that as one of your favorite things with technology. It's just awesome. Way to go. Madeline, how about you? What do you like to do with technology?
I like the 10 marks too.
You too? Okay. And what have you been working on in 10 marks?
Time, like to the minute time, and multiplication, area, and perimeter.
Wow, so just about everything. And is it fun when you get to practice on the computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you get to play games if you do well at the end?
We get to play them on Fridays, but I choose to save my coins up instead of using them.
Okay, so the incentive that your teacher gives you, you are a saver, because then you're going to get a bigger prize at the end of the year. That's a good math lesson too, so you give me 5 too. Way to go. All right. As you can see, it takes a village, and so our PTA, working in collaboration with our school to raise funds, our students got to go out and be healthy and exercise and get tired out, but having that technology in the building, having those opportunities for field trips and engagement with parents are all critically important. So to all of our PTA volunteers out there, we say thank you very much, and please continue tweeting about the wonderful things you are doing to support our amazing students, 2 of whom were here today, and our schools. Thank you for joining me for Tweet of the Week.